From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Today is Tuesday, it's the 21st of June, 2016, the first full day of summer, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner, and we are at the Town Hall in Eureka.
Eureka, North Carolina, here, one of the northernmost communities of the county of Wayne. Here, and we're going to, and it's a small community, very tightly knit community, and there's some, we're at the intersection of Highway 222 and 111. Just think about that, 111 and 222, 111, 222.
Gotcha.
And I have no idea where 333 and 444 are. It's got to be around here somewhere. Anyway, good morning to you there. Hope you're doing well. A lot of stuff going on today. Hope you're going to enjoy our programming. And we'll start with some of the things going on around the area right there. What is that all about?
The Board of Elections has a paid position for the upcoming election, and they are looking new precinct officials. You have to be a voter in Wayne County. You have to be capable of operating a laptop, willing to work at least from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. on election day,
Wow.
which is November the 8th. And you have to attend 2-hour training session.
Okay, and this is a paid position.
It is a paid position, and you can apply at waynevotes.com.
Okay.
Or you can contact the Board of Elections, which is 919-731-1411.
731-1411. This year in November, during the big election, is going to be the first year that voters will be required to show an ID. A picture ID is necessary, and if you have any questions at all about that, it's not as difficult as you may think, or not as difficult as you may have been told. If you have any questions about it, you can call our Board of Elections office at 919-731-1411, 731-1411. Wow, last week the Legacy Motown Review performed at Center Street Jam last week. Had a great night that night. And coming up, the next Center Street Jam, pardon me for looking, will be Hip Pocket. Hip Pocket is performing on June 30th, last day of June. All right. Coming up also, there is a big event sponsored by something called Spartan Alliance. And this is supporting wounded veterans. It's also supporting first responders. They're going to have a big old cookout for a cause, they're calling it, and it's on July 30th. So you have almost a month to go, a little over a month, in fact, and it's going to be at Waynesboro Park, right across from the National Guard Armory. Waynesboro Park on Highway 117 Bypass South. The cost is $15 per person, and that would include all amenities, including live music, and they've got food, fellowship, and a whole lot of fun going on. There's a lot of things to do. They'll also have on display there several of the all-terrain wheelchairs. They'll be on display at that event. The reason for this is because they want to bring to the forefront and make you aware of the fact that every day 22 veterans commit suicide. 22 lose their lives by their own hand every day. Now, all veterans and first responders are encouraged to attend this event. It's on, again, July 30th from 10 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, from 10 till 9 at Waynesboro Park, Highway 117 South. Coming up tomorrow, the Red Cross having a big old blood drive at United in Christ Church. That's at 1314 Paytown Road. Starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, goes until about 6:30 in the evening. That's at United in Christ Church, 1314 Paytown Road. Also on Wednesday in Mount Olive at the Town Depot there, 110 West Main Street, a blood drive at 1:30 going until 6 p.m. 1:30 till 6 p.m. And then next Tuesday in Pikeville at 2:30 at the Pikeville Church. At Pikeville Church, right? All right. See now, what all do we have? We have a lot of information. You know, this weather is just amazing.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. The weekend was fantastic. Yesterday, Monday, lots of sunshine. We've got some tremendous weather here for the early days of summer. And I think the only mention of rain in the forecast this week is a very small percentage of a chance, 20% or something like that, in the middle or actually the latter part of the week. And who knows, that could change to absolutely zero chance. So, because 20% is not much of a chance anyway, is it?
That's true.
That's true. Anyway, enjoy it. Get out and do something. Get out and do something. Or as I've been told many times, get out and do something. Right? Huh? Okay. Okay. All right, Wednesday of this week, a celebration of life memorial program. This will be going on at the Senior Center on East Ash Street, 2001 East Ash. The 22nd Senior Center hosting a celebration of life memorial program as a way of remembering and honoring our loved ones who have passed. The program will include prayer, music, Bible readings, and poetry. Participants will be given an opportunity to remember a specific person. The program will go from 10 o'clock until 11:30. And if you want more information about this, call Paula, and Paula's number is 919-705-1785. And this is Wednesday, day after tomorrow, at the Senior Center on East Ash Street, 2001 East Ash. Can't miss that. All right, let's see. Do you have anything else?
Filing for the Wayne County Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor is, it began in June, but it's all the way till July the 1st. So if you're interested in becoming the district supervisor for Wayne County Soil and Water, you can contact the Board of Elections at 919-731-1411, and they can give you the information for the filing process.
There you go. If you have children, or you have grandchildren, or you have little kids that need a car seat when they're riding in the car, you know, that's required by law. Not all car seats are alike. Some of them are actually kind of hard to put in your car, difficult to install. Well, you can get help with that. And it doesn't cost you anything either. At the fire station on every first and third Wednesday of each month, the first and third Wednesday, they have a child car seat checking station that they can help you, they can inspect. It's okay. They can inspect your, because the paper's trying to get away from us here. They can inspect your car seat, make sure that everything is in place like it should be. They can also help you install it properly if you have problems installing it properly. That's the first and third Wednesday of each month from 2 o'clock until 5 p.m. Also, the child car seat checking station at the Partnership for Children, Monday through Thursday of every week. That'll be at 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Appointments are preferred. If you would, call 735-3371, 735-3371 to get more information and to make an appointment for that. All right? Do we have anything else?
I think it's interview time.
Is it interview time? All right, we'll go to our interview right now. We'll be back in just a moment. Our guest today is Mr. Kendall Lee. Kendall is the Director of Facility Services for the County of Wayne. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
Man, you are a busy guy.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
We got a lot of things going on here.
We have got a lot going on.
Well, one of the biggest projects we're working on right now is the Detention Center on North William Street.
Yes, sir.
This is the site of the old, was it Masons?
Yep.
There's been several things.
There's been several things.
They're near Stronach Avenue, corner of Stronach and North William Street.
Yes, sir.
That old building has been torn down, removed. They pulled the pavement up. They're doing that today, as a matter of fact, pulling the pavement up and getting all that straightened out. And we're close to finishing the detention center.
Going well.
Where do we stand on it?
It'll be still toward the end of October, possibly the 1st of November. Mm-hmm. Had a lot of rain, obviously, during construction, but those guys are still, they claim to be on schedule and ahead of schedule, and I believe that.
I do too, because every time I go by there, regardless of the weather, they're out there working.
Yes, sir.
And
I'd say there's upwards of 100 out there working today.
Is
there's
that right?
a lot of people out there today.
A lot of equipment out there as well, because I went by a little while ago and they're removing the pavement.
Yes, sir.
Now what's going to go down there?
Grass.
Grass.
Yep, just grass, just getting it leveled off and getting rid of that old pavement, those old light poles and whatnot for that old department store, and just getting all the dirt work done, landscaping.
Now the county owns all that property except for the corner right there where that convenience store is.
That's correct.
And I would have to think that that's, Kendall, that's probably for later expansion.
Oh yes, it is. It is. That is a phase 1 of potential 3 phases in the future.
Okay.
That's just, like I said, that's just a couple of hundred sales. You know, for a couple of hundred people anyway. And then to the next 2 sections, the next one would include the sheriff's department itself.
Oh, okay.
And we're hoping that's not many years down the road.
Right.
That would be nice to keep it all the same, you know, the
All in
same
one
technology.
place. Yeah, exactly.
But I understand it takes money to do that too. So
I've heard it does. Well, tell me this: what's the biggest difference between the facility we're building and the old facility over here?
Oh my goodness, leaps and bounds. 23, 24, 25 years is the biggest difference. The technology. We've upgraded the jail that we have now with some more up-to-date controls for opening the doors, you know, electronically and whatnot. But this one, the jail we have now is individual cells. This one over here has some individual cells, but 3 sections of it are dormitory style.
The new one?
Yes, sir.
It has dormitory style.
And it's like you'll have 40, 50, maybe even 60 people in one dorm completely all together, you know.
I think some of the state prisons are like that.
They are. And they, from what we've been told, it actually works better that way. It really does. But it's so much more modern, obviously energy efficient. Just a really nice place. I mean, for a jail.
As jails go.
Yeah.
The capacity is one thing that's going to be our biggest asset there.
Absolutely, it is. We now, and this is something the sheriff will be able to tell more than I, but we actually house inmates in other counties when ours is full, which I think it always is, and it costs us money, obviously, to house them in other counties, so we would actually be able to bring them back to our county. Wouldn't cost us anything, technically, and we'd be able to bring other people's in and charge to keep them, so actually it could potentially be a moneymaker.
And in fact, George Wood, the county manager, and I were talking about that last week, that there's a good potential for that, possibility for that, and it's probably going to happen.
Yes, sir, I think so. I do.
All right. So we're looking at a break-even point, and then beyond that, it's
yes, sir.
It's to our advantage.
Yes, sir. I do see that. And honestly, in just a very few short years, it could actually pay for itself and not cost us anything.
The expansion, how long? What are we looking at as far as expansion in years? We have any idea how long this one will last us?
I don't. As far as capacity, it'll help us tremendously because it obviously doubles the size we have now. But I would like to think that in the next, and I'm probably being a little optimistic, but I'd like to think in the next 5-10 years we'd be at least on that next section. I would really like to think that. I'd like it to be sooner than that. I'd like to go ahead and start tomorrow, but
who's doing the work on this?
Daniels and Daniels out of Goldsboro, and they are doing a fantastic job. They really are. Can't praise those guys enough. That there's always somebody there working, rain or shine. But quality work.
They're often the low bidder on many of the county's jobs.
They have been. They did. I think they built the animal shelter and the senior center, if I'm not mistaken. And we've had other local contractors build some of our other products too. And but these guys are doing this one, and I'm telling you, I can't brag on them enough. I really can't. Doing a fantastic job.
So we're looking at end of October, early November for perhaps even a ribbon cutting.
Yes,
to open our new Carey A. Windows Detention Center.
Yes, sir.
All right, named for the former sheriff, of course, who passed away 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yes, sir.
It's been about 3 years now.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Well, Kendall, I appreciate you bringing us up to date on what's going on with the detention center,
Yes, sir.
and I thank you very much, sir.
You're
Looking forward
welcome.
to the ribbon cutting.
Yes, sir. Me too.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. A couple things for you very quickly. At the Senior Center, today's the 20th, right?
21st.
The 21st, I'm sorry, 21st. I had trouble counting. I was never good at math. Anyway, arthritis exercise at 9:30 this morning, then billiards, a sleeping mat class. You know, those sleeping mats are made out of recycled grocery bags. Recycled grocery bags. Also, trivia, this is at the Senior Center now. Then they have their free blood pressure checks beginning at noon. Free blood pressure checks at noon. Crochet and knitting, recreational cards, pinochle, line dancing with Stacia, Parks and Rec, of the Parks and Recreation Department. That's at 6 p.m. tonight. Lots of things going on at the Senior Center at 2001 East Ash Street in Goldsboro. All right, today is indeed the 21st of the month. And what's special?
going on?
What's special about today? I wish I knew, because I don't have my I don't have my paper here. It was right on top.
Did you lose it?
I must have lost it.
Wait, Allie.
I had to have
It was right there.
It was right there somewhere. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this.
OMG.
While I'm looking, go ahead and read over some of those dates there.
Woo.
Oh, better yet.
Board of Elections, you know, the general election is coming up November the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So here is a few dates to keep in mind. October the 14th is voter registration deadline. The one-stop early voting begins October 27th.
October 27th. Okay.
November 5th, the one-stop early voting will end at 1 p.m.
Okay.
And November the 8th is Election Day, starting at 6:30 a.m. through 7:30 p.m.
That's exactly right. 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And if you have a computer and you want to go online and watch, you can go online to waynegov.com, go into the Board of Elections, and they'll have all the information right there as the precincts announce their vote tallies as they come in. So you'll want to do that. All right. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I have it here. I have it. Today is the 21st indeed. It is Cuckoo Warning Day. It is Cuckoo Warning Day. And it's also Go Skateboarding Day, National Daylight Appreciation Day. We appreciate daylight. We got a lot of it out here this morning. It's also National Selfie Day. Do you take selfies?
Not many.
No.
I don't even have my selfie stick.
No. It is World Handshake Day, World Music Day, and World Humanist Day. Okay, and that's what's special about today and nothing else. Okay? All right, today is also Trucks Passing By at Rapid Rate Day, right?
Yes.
All right.
What's a trivia question?
Oh, the trivia question for today, the category is soccer. And soccer. The trivia question for today is soccer star David Beckham, you know, big soccer star, married which Spice Girl? You know the Spice Girls?
I heard of them.
Okay. David Beckham married one of them. Which one did he marry? All right, we'll have the answer for you coming up next here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. In the meantime, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with our interview up next, and then we'll be back after that here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Our guest is Steve Stroud, and Steve is the director of the inspections department for the county of Wayne. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are
Glad
you?
you're here. I'm doing good.
Good.
Doing good.
Good.
Glad you're here. Inspections department. What does that mean? What do you do?
We inspect all new construction, electrical, plumbing, heating and air conditioning change outs, anything to do with new construction.
Why do you have to inspect it?
Make sure it meets the building codes and that whatever you're building is safe for you to stay in it and somebody else if they happen to purchase your property one day.
So that's the whole thing, is so that to make sure that the occupant is safe. You don't want any bare wires. You don't want anything running across the floor that doesn't belong there. You don't want leaky pipes or anything like that. You want to make sure everything is up to code.
That's right.
That includes floor coverings.
Floor coverings, that's not what we consider structural. Now,
I'll take that back. It includes everything but floor coverings.
That's right. That's basically.
About
that's
everything
right.
else, right?
That's right.
Okay. So what's wrong with floor coverings?
Doesn't matter with us. So if you want to put carpet on it, hardwood floors, or
Just whatever.
stand on the plywood.
All right. And stand on.
And don't, as far as molding,
Mm-hmm.
we don't care about the molding. If you want molding up, that's fine. If you want to paint the walls, whatever color, if you don't want to paint them at all.
Okay.
We're looking at structural.
You're looking at
safety.
structural.
That's right.
The right kind of thickness of walls. You're looking at sheetrock. You're looking at ceilings.
Floor joists, ceiling joists, rafters, foundation to footing.
Yeah.
Electrical wiring.
Okay. Well, now when somebody builds their house, when somebody has a house built, doesn't the contractor have to put these things in to meet code?
He does, and that's what we're there for. Make sure that it is put into code.
All right. Not only to ensure that they're doing it, but to help them out if they have any questions or problems that come up.
Oh yeah.
You do a lot of that as well.
I do a lot of question and answers.
Question and answers, Q&A.
That's right.
So, Steve, what about when somebody's doing their own work? I mean, is there a problem with somebody that wants to build an addition onto their house? Let's say if they want to build a standalone garage out behind their house or a utility building. We have a problem with that?
No, a homeowner can do their own work if they want to. Just go through the same process that a contractor would do. Give us a set of drawings or specs on what they're planning on building, showing the footing, the foundation, floor, joists, ceiling joists, rafters, to make sure that it meets the code and they're not taking, let's say, a 2x6 and trying to stretch it out 18 feet for a floor joist. We try to make sure that we as Barney Fife would say, nip it in the bud before it gets started. And if they bring us a set of plans saying this is what I'm planning on building, we'll take a look at it, see that it meets code. If it doesn't, we'll give them some suggestions about, this instead of being a 2x6 floor joist, it may need to be a 2x8.
Or even bigger.
2x10s possibly.
All right.
Yeah.
But you don't want to stretch that out 16 feet. Not a 2x6.
Not a 2x6, you sure don't.
I got to remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bouncing on a trampoline.
Yeah, moving up and down. Okay, but now the homeowner can do his own work. Can he do his own electrical work?
He can do his own electrical work. At North Carolina codes, at Law and Administration says that a homeowner can do any of their work if they want to. They have the right to do it. They just have to go through the same process, as far as inspections and.
Okay, all right. Plumbing as well?
Plumbing as well.
And so he do it ground up, all the work himself. What if a contractor is building the house or the building, utility building or garage? Can he still then do his own work? That is the homeowner?
The homeowner. If he gets a contractor to build the building for him.
Yeah, and then he finishes it off.
Yeah.
He can do it all himself. Okay. Is there ever a case that does not apply when he has to have someone else finish it off for him?
Let's say North Carolina law, they just started a law here a couple of years ago. If a job is over $30,000 and homeowners are going to do it themselves, they have to sign a homeowner affidavit saying that they will be personally responsible for all subs, the construction of the job. They have to be on the site when the inspector comes, and they're responsible for paying all the subs. For instance, he couldn't go out and hire somebody that's a non-licensed contractor, and this is what they're trying to avoid. To say, here, I want to build this, you take care of it for me. If it's over $30,000, that's the limit where a general contractor has to be licensed.
Okay.
So what they're trying to do is protect the general contractor that, unlicensed people are out there doing work that they haven't got a license for.
And there might be some unlicensed people out there doing work that the homeowner would not appreciate the end result.
Correct.
What happens if that happens? Does a homeowner have any recourse?
Well, a problem that would arise, let's say if the homeowner went and purchased their building permit, hired somebody to build it for them, and have problems down the road, having problems with the inspections department. As far as we're concerned, the homeowner is the one responsible for it because his name's on the permit.
So.
And if they have trouble down the road 2 or 3 years down the road, he's the one or they're the ones that got the permit, it's their responsibility.
It's still their responsibility.
Right.
So what would be your advice in that regard?
If you really don't know what you're doing, hire a licensed, qualified person.
Go through the proper steps.
That's right.
Because if you're not happy with the end result, what are you going to do?
That's right.
It's your name on the permit.
That's right.
Okay, so people doing their own work here lately, there's a lot of that going on?
Yeah.
What are some of the problems that you might be having with that?
Something that we're seeing here in the last year or so is, let's say someone wanted to go out and build an addition onto their home, complete a bonus room over the garage, build a detached garage in their backyard, and they're not getting permits. When it comes time to come up that they're wanting to sell their house, the realtors now are checking things like this. They'll go in and say, well, when did you build this addition? I built it 2 or 3 years ago. Did you get permits for it? Well, no. Same thing with a bonus room over the garage. They've completed the bonus room, never got permits for it. Detached garage, the same thing. The realtors like I say, are checking these things now, and if they don't have any permits, didn't get a certificate of occupancy for the job, they will not include that as heated square foot. If it's in the house as part of the sale price, they take that off the sale price. Same thing with a detached garage in your backyard. They will take that off the sale price of the property. A lot of people will come back then and want to get permits. Hey, look, I messed up. I didn't get a permit. Well, we give them two options. One of our inspectors can go out there, take a look at what they've done. If we're satisfied that we can see what we need to see, maybe they're okay. If we can't, either they've got to start taking stuff apart, taking sheetrock off the walls, the ceilings, or we will let them to get a engineer to give us a letter in writing that everything has met the code. But the engineer is going to be have the same problem we can. If he can't see it, he's not going to write them a letter.
Got to take the ceiling tiles down or take the sheetrock off the wall.
Right. And it's a whole lot easier to go ahead and do it right to start with. Pay $80 for a permit that goes up to $15,000 worth of construction and be done with it. It's done right, instead of coming back later and having to redo.
So if you want to add a room and it costs you up to or less than $15,000,
you're talking about an $80 permit. Yeah. $80 building permit.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Okay. What? So they can do it after the job is completed, and you're able to look at it and inspect it and make sure everything is okay, regardless of the amount of time that's passed.
If we can see what we need to see, that's the problem. You know, we don't know what's in the ground as far as concrete footers. You may have to dig up that, and like I say, you may have to take sheetrock off the walls, insulation out the walls. You know, it can be a headache.
Yeah, words of the wise.
That's right.
That's right. First time, right?
That's right.
$80 is a small price to pay.
It is.
When would you not need a permit?
Let's say if you were building a detached garage, that any dimension of it is 12 feet or less. So you could go out there and build you a detached garage, storage building that was a 12 by 12 or less, and you don't need a building permit for that.
What about height?
Same thing, 12 feet. Any
12
dimension.
12 by 12. Okay.
And we do try to tell people are going to do that. They'd call us up and ask us about it. That look, I'm planning on building a 12 by 12, a 10 by 10. Well, you know, you don't have to have a building permit. But if you do put electrical in it, then the electrical is required to be inspected.
Regardless of the size.
That's right.
Got to have that electrical permit if you put it in.
And if it's less than 12 feet or 12 feet or less, we at least try to anchor it down so it doesn't high winds doesn't pick it up and throw it in the neighbor's yard or into their house or your house.
What about pre-constructed utility buildings that you'd buy? There's several of them here in Goldsboro and Wayne County that you would buy off the road, and they have it and they bring it to you and deliver it. If it's bigger than 12 by 12, or say it's a 12 by 16 or 12 by 20, do they need a permit?
Yeah, they're required to have a permit. And what we do on that, what we'll ask of a person if they're coming up with that, is that you should have some kind of specification showing what material was used to build it. And we'll look at it, make sure as far as the width, the height, the length of it, that what they have used as far as building materials meets the code. And then we're required that you anchor it down.
Required to be anchored down.
Right.
Keeps it from blowing away.
That's right.
Some of these are pretty heavy, but they can still be tossed around.
Oh, yeah.
Tornado especially can easily.
Yeah, and I tell you, most of what our wind zone is for straight line winds, hurricane type force winds.
Right.
A tornado,
Nothing,
I don't know what you could do to prevent a tornado from tearing something apart.
I think people are not surprised at the amount of damage done by 200 to 250 mile an hour winds
that are going around and around instead of straight line.
That's right.
Yep.
A hurricane category 1 is a 74 mile per hour breeze compared to a tornado, and that's a lot. That can do a lot of damage too.
Oh yeah.
But now, what if someone has questions about this? They can call you and contact you about. They want to do it right. Of course, they can call your office. What's that number?
Call our office, 919-731-1169.
731-1169. And, of course, there's always somebody there that can answer their questions.
If there's not somebody there, one of our inspectors, one of our administrative assistants, she will get your number and call us, and we'll give you a call.
Now, you spend a lot of time out in the field doing inspections, you and your fine staff there. How long does it take once somebody comes in and they say, I need a permit and I need to get an inspection done first? I know you're kind of backed up right now. What's the lead time on getting an inspection done?
If as far as if they'll bring in a set of plans, basic set of residential plans, let's say, we will have them reviewed, and if there's nothing wrong with it, you should be able to come back in about 3 days, no more than 3 days, and be able to purchase a permit.
Okay.
If it's commercial type property, you know, it's going to take a little longer, maybe 5 days to a week to overlook the commercial plans. And once you get your permit in place, when you call for an inspection, it's next day.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What about now? How detailed? I know there has to be a lot of detail in these plans, but when somebody brings you details, can this just be like a pencil drawing? They need to have an architect sit down and do it up, or what?
If it's a new house, yes, it does need to be a regular set of prints from an architect. Commercial plans, most of those come in with engineered drawings, engineered stamps on them. If it's something that somebody's wanting to do, a detached garage addition, it's
Utility building?
Yeah, they can take a piece of paper and draw it out neatly, pretty close to a quarter to an inch
Quarter to
scale,
an inch.
or quarter inch to a foot,
I mean.
scale, and we should be okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have to have an engineered set of drawings for something like
As
that.
long as it's detailed and they're showing they're showing materials, they're showing dimension.
That's right. The depth of the footing on let's say on an addition, and what we require is to show us what you're going to do about your footing, the depth and width of your footing, what you're going to use for foundation, floor joist, studs, ceiling joist, rafters.
Okay. Simple.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, Steve Stroud, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate
Thank
you coming in. Good
Yes,
information.
sir. Thank you.
Today we're here with Crime Stoppers Coordinator Sergeant Paige Lerner of Crime Stoppers, and how are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you.
Great to have you back in here with us again.
Thank you.
Crime Stoppers out there catching bad guys, and the public can actually benefit from this through reward money.
Right. Who cannot use cash?
I know, everybody can.
I wish I could call in.
But you'd be calling yourself,
That's
wouldn't you?
right. Wouldn't work.
That's right, wouldn't work. All right, let's find out who the bad guys are and see what we can do to catch them.
Well, you know, today is something that happens to, or could happen to, all of us. And us, the ladies out here, sometimes we do not watch our purses as well as we should.
That's true.
And today, that's what I want to talk about. So on May 25th, we had some people visiting us from out of town, and they visited a business on Berkeley Boulevard, like an 800 block. I'm not going to name the business just because it really wasn't the business's fault. They just happened to be at this business. And while they were at the business, someone decided to steal their wallet while their purse, this victim's purse, was set down. And immediately they went to charging, making charges on this victim's credit cards.
Right.
You know, various credit cards. So they immediately went to Target and to CVS Pharmacy. They made their way to the Crabtree Valley Mall in Raleigh.
Really?
And just immediately started making charges. And fortunately for us, in today's time, we've got some good surveillance photos. Now, we've got several photos that I have posted on our Goldsboro Police Department Facebook website. So the public can always go there and look at a variety of photos. But I want to at least share one that has both suspects in it. And hope that somebody out there can take a look at this female and this male and give us an idea of who they think it is.
And there they are, right
Right.
there. And they look very happy
Sure.
as they leave with their stolen credit cards and merchandise from that retailer right there.
All right.
Now, and this was on May 25th, right?
May 25th, and the time that they stole the card was between 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so these purchases were made after that. And like I said, they were made at various times, at various locations, and hopefully somebody will take a look at these pictures, and hopefully they'll share them in other counties, because, you know, obviously our victim was from another county, and they were quick to go to other counties, so, you know, it's a good chance that these suspects may not even live in Wayne County.
Well, somebody here may know them, otherwise why would they even be here?
Right.
So, gee whiz, and that's a shame, because we have somebody visiting us from out of town, and that's the impression they get of Wayne County. And
Right.
That's not good.
It's the last thing you want to happen.
Last thing we want to happen. And you know what? This is so true. What you said at the very beginning is that I can be in a grocery store and I can see where a lady has turned her back on her grocery cart, and it only takes a split second for something to be stolen, and it's right there in plain view.
Yeah, ladies, you know, we are still leaving our purses. You know, we think that if we leave them in the back seat on the floorboard, that's good. That's not good. And we think that if we just shut them up while they're in the shopping cart while we're pushing groceries, that is not good. You know, we think sometimes if they're on our shoulder and they're wide open, you know, we might be standing in line, but you know, we have people out there that are really good at just quickly slipping in and just grabbing, you know, grabbing what they want. And there's a lot of people out there that are really good at this, and it seems to be what they do is they don't take their time like they used to. You know, before it seems like they would take their time to slowly make purchases, just $10 here, you know, $2 here, and then they would build up. Now it seems like they often will very quickly, immediately go make large purchases. And before you know it, you've got, like this victim had almost $2,000 worth of purchases on her credit cards.
When that happens, do the credit card companies help out with that?
Well, you know, a lot of times they work with them pretty good. And a lot of times it seems like the companies are getting better at catching what seems to be suspicious purchases. But, you know, it's another reason that we have to tell people to monitor what's going on with your cards. You know, we tell people through crime prevention aspect, don't carry your whole world in your wallet. You know, and we are all so guilty of doing that.
Well,
right.
I'm going to check mine very quickly.
We do that.
Oh,
we carry
the whole world is right
we
there.
We carry everything there. We carry our Social Security card there. We carry our driver's license. We carry everything that the thief needs.
I've got
along with all of our credit cards.
Insurance and everything.
Exactly. And we sometimes we need to think about minimizing that and splitting them up. Do we really need everything in that one spot every day, everywhere we go? And the answer is no.
I have everything here except money.
Right.
So it should be the other way around.
And if you keep doing that, or if you keep leaving your purses out in public, you're going to have less money.
That's right.
And I'll tell you, you know, the companies do work with them, but it's a nightmare and it's a headache for a victim. They have to close their accounts. You know, they've got to go to their bank. They've got to do a lot of steps in order to clean it up.
That's right. And through no fault of their own, they ended up
victimized again.
They're victimized again, having to go through all this. So what do you recommend? I know one way is for ladies who carry purses or put them across your shoulder and turn the flap inside.
Yep, that's a very good. You know, we always tell them if they must leave the purse in the car, put it in the trunk, shut the trunk. You know, if you're gonna leave it out there, you know, we recommend constantly get your free credit reports. That's one thing. A lot of us obtain so many credit cards, we quit paying attention to how many extra cards are really in there. Run your credit checks. You get them for free. Run it and see what's going on. You will be surprised to see how many cell phones might be in your name or utility bills. We get a lot of reports of people getting utility and cell phones in other people's names. And so I would highly suggest running it. It's free. There's no excuse for running it.
You know what? And people would say, well, what can they do with a utility bill?
They just start building it up and
build up a credit.
They build up their own credit, and then they don't pay their utility bill because obviously if they're out there getting a bogus utility account set up, there's no need to pay it because it's not really their account.
That's right.
So yeah, just you need to keep checking your credit.
Okay, so if you have any idea who these people are, the number to call is 919-735-2255, and let's look at that photo one more time. 919-735-2255, or you can text at 919-222-4230. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television here in the thriving metropolis of Eureka, a nice little sleepy community in the northern side of Wayne County. Just a few miles from here, you may remember back in the early 60s when that B-52 bomber stationed at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base crashed here in northern Wayne County carrying nuclear weapons. You heard the story?
I have.
It was called Broken Arrow, I do believe, and there was a book written a couple of years ago about it. And in fact, there was a big historical marker placed right across the street from us here. Back then, and told the story and about the plane that crashed. And there were Out of the crew members, I believe about half of them survived bailing out of the plane. Not everybody got out alive, but it's been an interesting story and an interesting 50-some years since that crash happened. Because the thing is that they didn't find both the nuclear weapons. They only found one of them. Anyway, and that's been a story of lots of speculation and guesswork for down decades now. Okay, from the Parks and Recreation Department, or actually the 4-H, right?
Yes.
From 4-H, let's see, right here. Today, Breadworks.
Yeah, today.
Breadworks today at Wayne Center. This starts at 9 o'clock this morning and goes until about 3 o'clock. Cost is $15 and they can take up to 12 children. Explore the world of bread making. Oh boy. In this fun workshop that explores different kinds of breads and ways to make breads. And they're going to make lunch and actually take home some bread, in fact. That's $15 per child. And then there's something called a restaurant challenge. It's a 3-day camp. Children will work together as a team to open their own restaurant. Well, I like the sound of that. Participants will name their restaurant. Eat It Here is a good name. Anyway, they'll also create a menu, organize a shopping list, learn proper food safety and handling, basic cooking skills, and cover front of the house and back of the house skills and tasks. Front of the house and back of the house is restaurant talk, right?
Yes.
Right. Anyway, children will tour a few restaurants Wednesday and a grocery store on Thursday and bring a bag lunch. This will be on June 22nd and 23rd. That's tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. It's a 3-day event. Each day it starts at 9 o'clock. The age requirement is 10 to 14, only 10 to 14 years of age. Cost is $35 and limited to 10 children. And this will be taking place starting at Wayne Center. If you have any questions about any of these, go to waynegov.com and click on the Department for the Cooperative Extension Service. Okay? Better yet, just give them a call, 731-1520, 731-1520. Okay? The answer to today's trivia question. The category was soccer, and the question was, soccer star David Beckham married which Spice Girl? And the answer is Victoria. Posh Spice he married. Or some people know that because they keep up with that sort of thing. Celebrity people, that is. All right, very good. We have anything else?
Don't forget the broadband survey.
That's right.
It ends July the 1st. So Wayne County is needing all responses, regardless if you have internet service or not. Please fill out the survey. You can go to waynegov.com, scroll down to current topics, and the link for the broadband survey is there, or you can call 731-1650 to complete it over the phone, and you can go to your local libraries.
That's exactly right. And that's very important for all of Wayne County, those who have internet service and those who need internet service. Everybody can get it, but in some areas of Wayne County it's not accessible easily. You have to use either your smartphone or you have to use a satellite, and all that's very expensive or inconvenient. So fill out that survey, and it's easy. It's only 11 questions, and it takes no time at all. So we're going to do this again tomorrow. Can we do this again tomorrow?
Yeah.
If they let us back in the building, we'll do it again tomorrow. So I hope you're able to join us. The program airs at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then again at noon, and then again at 5:30 p.m. So until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television from Eureka.